Hello, I'm Janet, and this is how I made this really bad cake that I was not very proud of, but my sister loved anyways. So first we grabbed some angel food cake mix from our girl Betty Crocker, because she's the diggity, and then inevitably making this because of just who I am as a person. Dumping that in our nice mixer, filling up our thing with water, like the recipe calls for, throwing her in a bowl, putting on the mixing, and mix it up. Whip it good. Oven, bake it, ta-da! It was an angel food cake pan, by the way. Now I'm about to make the bees, which is like a really long, annoying process that didn't really turn out in the end, but like, here we are. So I took chocolate, melted it, and then drew a whole bunch of little stripy things in this little ice cube maker, threw it in the freezer, and now here I am putting some yellow food coloring in white chocolate chips because bees are yellow, and so we're trying to make white chocolate bees. So this is just like a process of mixing, microwaving, and then mixing again, and then microwaving some more, and then you just keep doing that until you realize, oh wait, it's not yellow enough, bees need to be more yellow, add more food coloring. So then I just, continued to stir that up, and then grabbed my little stripes out of the freezer, and poured all of that beautiful bee body inside them, which I actually made too many stripes, and I actually ended up using 3 of the rows, but what can you do when you just have time to kill? So threw those back in the freezer, and then once they were only like soft, I took them back out and then put these little almond slivers in as wings. So it wasn't frozen all the way through, so you could still push these in, but they were still like sturdy enough that the wings weren't just gonna, drown in the chocolate. Anyways, then I put those back in the freezer. Then I recruited my mom to cut the cake into a round shape to make it like a beehive. It's kind of cut a little shallower than it should have been, but whatever. You can't do anything about it now. And then I just took those pieces that we cut off the sides of the cake and shoved them in the middle because obviously there's a hole in the middle of angel food cake pans featuring mom. And yeah, that's kind of just what I did with that. And there you go. And then we just popped that sucker in the freezer so that it was less annoying to ice. Now I'm making whipped cream. So just whipping cream, adding a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of icing sugar, whipping it real good. Ta-da! Now this is lemon custard, or lemon curd that my mom had made previously. So if you want to know how to make that, you're going to have to find out some other time. But basically, that was in the fridge overnight, so I'm just whipping it again so that it's a bit softer and easier to use. And adding food coloring because it wasn't yellow enough, and we were making a beehive here, so it has to be yellow. So once it looks like fake mustard, you're probably good. And then you can throw in that whipped cream we just made, fold it all together. Here we observe me folding it, and till it's a nice homogeneous mixture. And then obviously clean off your tools, my friends, because leave no child behind. So just using a round Wilton tip, throwing that icing bag onto a thing, tossing that icing into said bag, shimmying it down a little bit, tossing some more in, some more, just really scooping, shimmying, until all of that stuff is loaded up. Amazing. And almost toss it on the floor. And lick off all your tools once again. Because what that tongue do? Okay, so now we have our frozen cake and our icing. Stunning. So then just undress your cake and Kobe that trash. And then I just kind of filled in some stuff at the top because obviously it was not super smooth. And then just went all around the cake to do a base layer to smooth it all out and make sure icing was covering everywhere. It's not really icing, I keep calling it that, but like it's honestly just the best thing. This cake was like the most delicious cake ever. It just looked kind of retarded. Put that on your spatula like it's toothpaste, and then fill in those extra little cracks until you have a beautiful mound of pure joy. Now it's nice and smooth. She's stunning. Now, of course, I'm just wiping off the plate because I made a mess because of just who I am as a person. So anyways, here I am doing little circles around. And I realized I was stupid to walk around the cake, so I got my little lazy Susan. And now I'm just going around the cake in circles. Because the goal here is to make it look like a beehive, but then I ran out of icing at the top, and so there's just like this casual hole-ish bit, as you can see here. So I just decided I'd fill it up with a whole bunch of bees, because what else are you going to do? So I took the bees out of the freezer, popped the little bee logs out of the ice cube tray, and then my idea was to get a cup of hot water, dip my knife in, and then saw them apart into little bee shapes. This is the best I could do, even though they still ended up looking ugly, and they were kind of soggy. But like, what could go wrong, right? 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 So anyways, I was basically the most devastated person on the planet. Could have cried real tears. So I decided to give up on the bees for the moment being while they dried and put blueberry flowers on the cake, which is what I'm doing here. And then I felt like the flowers were missing something because they didn't have a center. So I added these ball-bearing colorful sprinkles in the centers of them. And then to make the googly eyeballs for the bees, I took white chocolate chips, melted the bottom of it, and then took a mini dark chocolate chip, put it in the center of it. And then I kind of just like threw those on the front of the bee wherever they happen to land on the cake. So what we ended up doing to fix the bees was to chop off the wings because there was no stripes where the wings were actually stuck in. So then my mom took a tool. Basically, this is the bottom of the bees and then stuck the wings in. And then I used those on the cake. Overall, I was just like very devastated with how this cake turned out. But my sister's reaction was just like so sweet because she loved it, and you'll see that at the end. This is basically what it ended up turning out as. Before we sang happy birthday to her, I added some mint leaves to give it a little bit more life, but her reaction was so cute. What do you think of my cake?
I love it. It's cute.
So I hope you enjoy watching me make a cake and like a lot of spatulas. As you can see, I'm not very good at making cakes, but I really enjoy making cakes. So I'm just going to keep on doing that. So if you want to keep on watching me make them and do other random stuff, please subscribe. Peace.